Hi guys, today our discussion is Essay 501 Audit Evidence for Specific Items which require special attentions. First, we will discuss about inventories, audit procedures centering around the inventories. Later, we will discuss about the litigations and claims. These items require special consideration of the auditors. Let us move into the inventories first. Inventories are the items which are susceptible for pilferage and theft. So they require a good internal control system to prevent such pilferages and theft. For an example, I am giving you, I am working in an umbrella factory. When I am going to the home, I am taking one umbrella kept inside my shirt, keep silent. How management will catch such theft? Either they have to install a CCTV camera. Through the CCTV camera, they can detect such theft. Or there may be a checkpoint where a security person of the organization who will inspect our body and also check our baggage, so they can detect the theft. This is one mechanism or example of a good internal control system. So they require a good internal control system with respect to the inventories. So the first duty of the auditor is to evaluate the internal control aspects with respect to the inventories. How management safeguard their inventories from pilferages and theft, damages, etc. Next, we will move into the physical verification of inventories. It is a part of closing stock. After closing the books of accounts on 31st March, next day, shop may be closed for the stock taking. Management personnel may be present there. What auditor will do? Auditor will be attend for the physical verification of inventories. He will just observe the management count procedures, how management is taking inventories, just supervising. After that, he will also perform the test count. On a sampling basis, he will also perform the test counts. Then he will take the system printout from the system. What is the value of the closing stock? How much quantity of the closing stocks are there? Whether this is matched with the physical counts performed by the management staffs. If it is okay, then everything is clear. If it is not okay, then it has to be identified the reason for mismatch. This is the normal procedure 31st March. Sometimes the management may request, dear auditors sir, 31st March, 1st April we will have a business. For shutting down the business for stock taking will results in loss in profit. So it may be postponed for some other dates. For an example, 15th April. What will happen? 15th April, I am going to the client place. Closing stock of 14th April will be available with me. I need the closing stock of 31st March. What I will do then? How? The position of the stock is on the 14th April. I need 31st March. How I will arrive on that figure? I have to adjust the purchases, incoming stock and outcoming stocks. From the 14th April stock, say, I have to arrive at 31st March. I have to do some calculations and adjustments, and I will arrive at that figure. Then we know the recent development, our Prime Minister's speech. आज रात 12 बजे के बाद संपूर्ण राज्य संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन में जाएगा. It is the declaration from 24th April 2020. So the stock taking become not practicable. Either on after subsequent date also, it will be impracticable. The countries becomes locked down. Then what will happen? Impracticable on that date, any date. We have to wait on another date when lockdown is removed. After that, I will attempt for physical stock taking. I will do the same position. Which date stock position I have, and I need 31st or 24th March, whichever date it has been closed. I need the figure of that date. The same thing, countries in the full lockdown segment has been divided into red zone, green zone and orange zone. I am unable to attend the client place for physical stock taking. What I will do? The places in the red zones, I will ask the management, do whether any chartered accountant or qualified person who are competent to take the stock. Then I will assign that person, coordinate with that person and arrive at a conclusion, because it is impracticable for me. Unfortunately, the person is also not available. Alternative procedure is not available. Then what will happen? Nothing. I have to modify my audit opinion, maybe a disclaimer. Then this is the examples I told. Next steps is stocks lies with third parties. Taking an example of a biggest shopping malls where the rent is high, I have a small shops, I displayed many items, just a display items. If a buyer needed things, particular item, for an example washing machine, I don't have enough lot of money to keep a warehouse inside the shopping mall. I will keep all my stocks in a remote places. When anything I needed from that go down, I will take that goods and delivers dispatch to the customer. It is my practice because I don't want to spend much money for the go down spaces in the shopping mall. So this is one example I'm telling to you. In that case, what auditor has to do? First step, either auditor has to take a confirmation. In our books, the value and the number of the items is this. He has to obtain a written confirmation from the warehouse keeper, or there may be a service auditors. If it is a services, some organization giving this as a service, golden spaces, they giving golden spaces for many people, they will take it as a service and they maybe have a service auditor, their auditors. I has to take the confirmation from the service auditors about the adequacies of the procedures. I also can check my warehouse receipts, when goods inside, when goods gone outside. These are the procedures with respects to the stocks lies with the third parties. Now we will move ahead with the another segment, litigations and claims. It's a sensitive area actually. The organization may be given cases. Many cases will be pending in the court for their orders. We sued many peoples. Many people sued to us also. We also has to pay the compensation to many people. We also expecting the compensation from many people. This is the situation. If we have not properly taken care of these items, when the compensations will comes from the consumer court or whatever it may be, it is sizable amounts. If it is hit into the P&L account, then it may be affect the profits. So we have to take an extreme care for the litigations. what we have to do with respect to that. How auditor will understand, inquire with the management, what they have to inquire, how many cases is pending with the court, out of which how many cases we will lose, what are the provisions we are made in our books of accounts for the cases which we are going to lose. This is the inquiries with the management. Second, he has to inspect what? Minutes of the meetings with management or the owners TCWG with the legal persons. There we will get a hints. If the risk is also higher, what auditor what has to do? He has to take the confirmation from the legal persons, legal department, how many cases there may be chances of lose, whether the provision has been made for that losing cases. So he has to take the confirmation from the entity's legal persons. Finally, obtain a written confirmation from the management that all the known cases and litigations are shown to the auditors and it will act as an evidence for them. And the auditor has to properly reflect all the provisions for compensations in the books of accounts. So this is our small discussions about SA 501. Thank you for watching the video.